Alrighty, we are vintage cubing. It is the Power Mac. I've been really enjoying vintage cube lately. It's strange that I say that, but I really have. It's just been really good, clean magic. But also been enjoying dipping my toe into other formats as well. Also enjoying taking Mox Jet, first pick, passing to Vash, who is going to take this Minsk and Boo in the vast majority of the situations. And that leaves Joe Doc on my team with Marsh Flats or Teferi. All right. Nacho passing to me. It's a bit of a wild card, but all right, I'll take a Mox Jet and see what we got. What do we got? I've been drafting red aggro a couple times recently, and it's been good. Magda and Lelia are both good. With Mox, I think Lelia is better. There's Guide of Souls. There's Malcolm. I do like a Malcolm. Hallowed Fountain's also pretty nice. Also Narset. I think Narset honestly is worse than Malcolm. And I think Kitesail Freebooter is not quite good enough to justify. You know, kind of in for Lelia. I've been enjoying playing with these cards. And Strip Mine, Thoughtseize, LED, Sword of the Meek. Some good cards here. Watery Grave too. I guess I'll just take Thoughtseize. A little red-black action. Thoughtseize is excellent. I'm generally pretty happy when I take that. Plus, one other thing that's really nice about taking Lelia is if I can cut red aggro after passing a Minsk and Boo, that's like a little bit of upside too. Mox Jet and Thoughtseize also are a nice little package and could move away from Lelia if I really need to. So we'll see. And then here, there's some dragons for 5 mana. A Spiral Bluff Canal. There's a Stock Up. Stock Up's too good. I'm going to take it. My estimation of this card keeps going up. It's a 3 mana dig through time with no setup cost. And like I said, I don't have to be Lelia. The Delighted Halfling can go with the Minsk and Boo, and that's all well and good. I'm not hating Delighted Halfling to stop it. Look, boom, Mystic Confluence, rewarded. All right, well, I guess if I had taken Malcolm over Lelia, it would have worked out better. But I like where I'm at, and I like Mystic Confluence over Spell Pierce as well. Passing a Braid, a Shelldock, a Pierce, and a Woodfall Primus. But kind of set up to be a little blue-black deck here, too. You know, we'll see what develops. Noble as well, so passing potentially a nice red-green deck. Yeah, I would trade this for a Malcolm, but I do kind of like that I got to hate the Lelia, or cut the Lelia as well. And here, ooh, the wheels start turning in his head. I haven't Lurrused in a while. This is kind of a nice start for Lurrus. Now I really wish I had the Malcolm, but no, Lurrus, we're doing it. Look, Grief, I think, is just medium. Spyglass Siren, Dresden, none of these cards are that exciting. Let's give Lurrus another shot. Ooh, Phantasmal Image Lurrus. I do like that. And I don't mind passing on True Name Nemesis. I do like Soul Rend. I intend to take that at some point. I just haven't been in a position to take it most of the time I've seen it. And then here, well, here it's an easy deluge either way, because that's what I want in my blue-black control deck. But there's also Ballista would be interesting. Happy enough to deluge. Passing a Chandra here. Could also end up being kind of like a combo deck, depending on what we see. And haven't seen any of the baubles go by yet, or Ether Spellbomb, or any of those things. I do love me a Lurrus. It's been a while. Let's see how it fares. I certainly am lower on Lurrus than I used to be. Oh, boom, Unearth. Now that's perfect too. But I think that this is a really good opportunity to give it a spin, see where it's at. Ooh, and now the Freebooter came back too. Oh, I am in over Indotha Triumph and Nurture and Peatland. And then Undercity Sewers. Ooh, very nice. Late Sword of the Meek, but I've got to take my blue-black duel, I think. I want to be able to cast my sweet blue and black spells. This is looking good. All right, Double Dragon and an Oddity. I guess I'll hate the Glorybringer. I don't know. It's, I think, a little bit better than the other ones there. Not playing any of these. I guess Palantir is probably the best one overall. All right, well, this pack actually went really well. Obviously, if I could trade Lelia for Malcolm, it'd be even sicker, but this is still quite a nice little start here, and I'm excited to see if I can get some good Lurrus action going. Ooh, Revoker and Spyglass? I actually think I want Spyglass here. Well, no, I'll take Revoker. My main problem with Spyglass... Oh, Soren last? I will take that. My main problem with Spyglass is that I'm not going to be able to play Ninjas in my Lurrus deck, though I will be able to play Counterspell. Passing Ragavan, Lotus Petal, Felia. I don't mind passing a red card to Nacho. I didn't get past any red. And I think Nacho might just be playing white. Passing Council Judgment Reprieve. All right, Anophelia, that's fine, but I'll just take Counterspell here. And then now I'll probably take... There's Animate Dead, which is really good in a Lurrus deck. And there's Snuff Out, which is also really nice. Another Goif may come back as well. I kind of think... This is close. I kind of think I just take Snuff Out. Snuff Out's so good. I just think Snuff Out is kind of a busted card. Then this pack, go. This is like the first pack where I'm actually giving something up because Shieldred would be nice in this deck. But I also don't even think Shieldred's that good. So I think I'm just going to take Chrome Mox here. Chrome Mox is a pretty nice one. No real need for Limdual's Vault. I don't mind Bankbuster. I would probably play Bankbuster now, but I don't think I want to take Bankbuster without the second Mox. And then here, I really don't want to play any of these cards. Though if I get green fixing, Malevolent Rumble is pretty nice in a Lurrus deck, so maybe I take that. I could Unmarked Grave. I don't think I'm going to do that. Savannah is pretty far from being good. There's also Mind Stone, which is technically a combo with Lurrus. I don't think Nachito's playing green, so I don't mind passing the Rumble from that perspective. I'm just deciding if I think I'm a little more likely to put Mind Stone in my deck. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm more likely to. Here there's Archon Troll. Oh, I love a Colonnade. I'll take Colonnade here. I'm not even a Reanimator deck, so passing some of those big things isn't a big deal. There's a Blood Tithe. Blood Tithe is also really nice in a Lurrus deck, so maybe I just take Blood Tithe, because if the red fixing works, Blood Tithe is awesome. Well, now there's Duelist or Vindicate. And passing on a Subtlety. I'll leave the Blood Tithe over here for now. Duelist of the Mind, I think, is actually kind of nice in this deck. I think I can avoid... If I'd taken Colonnade, I might take the Vindicate, but no, now I'll take Aether Spellbomb. I do like Aether Spellbomb a lot. That's a late Grim Monolith, though. But Aether Spellbomb looks nice here. All right. We're cruising. And then here, a black-white land or Otawara. Otawara is excellent. And right now, I'm just playing 2 colors, which is nice, though. Voidmage Prodigy Lurrus is technically a combo. So I can either hate the Council's Judgment or take a Savai Triumph. I think Savai Triumph is worth taking because I could cast Blood Tithe with it if it comes down to it. I want to see if I splash white or red, this thing actually helps. So it's kind of decent in that regard. And this pack was okay, but not amazing. I did pick up a Snuff Out, which I really like. Chrome Mox is pretty good. Counterspell is pretty good, but the rest was not amazing. Hopefully pack 3 goes well. Let's see. This Revoker I don't really want to be playing. Okay, Nethergoyf came back. I also like Sunfall, but this actually could be a pretty nice little Nethergoyf deck. And then, Limdual's Vault or Talisman. I don't think I'm playing Skyseer's Chariot. Talisman is generally not great in the Lurrus decks. Maybe I take Limdual's Vault in case I get any sort of combo stuff. It's getting a little late, but it is possible that I would get... I mean, look, I think it's more likely that I put Talisman in my deck than Limdual Vault, but if I do end up somehow getting Consultation Oracle or Time Vault Key or something like that, Limdual Vault is going to be a really, really strong card, whereas Talisman is just going to be kind of medium no matter what. The most likely cards to splash with Talisman would be something like Fractured Identity. But I mean, I have a Thoughtseize and a Counterspell and a Confluence, so I have some good disruption. And against creatures, I have Deluge, which is really nice, Snuff Out, which is nice. I like this well enough. I wonder if... I did pass Anime Dead Archon, and now there's 2 good white Planeswalkers. I could take Bitter Reunion. Bitter Reunion Lurrus is technically a combo. And also, if I passed a bunch of Animate stuff, I should do that. I'll just take the Troll at this point. Okay, so... Savai Triumph and a Blood Tithe here. Oh, there's a Vindicate as well. Overflowing Chalice that I'm not going to play. All right. This would be a good time for a Lotus. Lotus Lurrus is an extremely strong combination, so I kind of feel like I've earned it a little bit. I'll take a Mana Crypt, passing on Atraxa, the other direction, Deep Cavern Bat. There's Underground Sea, Baleful Strix, Deep Cavern Bat. Probably not getting any of those back. This pack's not strong enough because I'm going to take Mana Crypt. I'm going to pass Embroiled Captain, Pyroblast, Atroxa, Underground Sea, Deep Cavern Bat. So maybe someone takes Winds or Jackrabbit or Gadgeteer. Maybe I get Baleful's Tricks back. Okay. Well, now that I have Mana Crypt, I wish I had that Bank Buster. I need to find Mana Sinks. Oh, there's Time Vault. Huh. Wow, and Dismember and Force of Will. The problem with taking Time Vault is I'm just not going to get a key. Wow, Nachito opened an interesting pack. And I haven't seen any keys, but I kind of think I just take Force. Is pack 3? I'm going to take Force, and I'm going to hate any keys I come across. Now there's Thassa's Oracle. I could go for it. But I think Concealing Curtains or Soul Guide is going to be the pick. They're both, I mean, Concealing Curtains is really nice with Mana Crypt. Soul Guide is really nice with Lurrus in general. Which one do I want here? Kind of think I just want the Curtains. I think that's a little bit more what this deck's looking for. And then here, there's a Lingering Souls. I do love Lingering Souls. There's also Badlands, and there's Chromatic Star. Let's just take Chromatic Star. And because that's also good with Lurrus. And then I feel like I can maybe splash these cards if I want to. But right now, let's say I don't splash. This is at 19. I need like 3 or 4 playables, maybe more. But I also have, now that I have Chromatic Star, I could put in like Vindicate Savai Triumph or something along those lines. I mean, we'll see what the next of the pack looks like. I'm going to be really annoyed if I see a key, but I kind of feel like Nacho is a good team drafter. He's done a lot of team drafts in his life. He's been playing Magic forever. So if he passed me a Time Vault, I just don't think he's going to pass me a 6-pick Manifold key. That doesn't really make sense to me. And here, there's a Jite, a Flood Pitch Drowner, a Stowaway, and a Daze. Kind of want to just take Daze. I love Daze. I don't have as many blue-black duels as I would like, but I think Daze is still just going to be really good in this deck. When you get on the board quickly, Daze is pretty nice. I might main deck Soul Rend. One thing that's kind of interesting about this, look at the templating. This isn't destroy target white creature, draw a card. It's bury target creature if it is white, which means if I play against black-red, I can just cycle this on any creature and then draw a card. That's pretty good. Your sideboard card having effectively cycling is pretty interesting. Yeah, I think Lurrus is going to be good in this deck. I could use one more counter spell or discard spell. A 6-pick Tolarian Academy. The funny thing is I actually have kind of a lot of artifacts. I just don't really have a reason to do it. And I think Preordain's going to be amazing here. Passing, wow, Nadu, Apparition, Fury. There's a lot of stuff in this pack. Preordain. 2 more picks to get a key. It would have been so sick if I randomly had taken a key earlier. And I hope that Vash did not randomly take a key earlier because I did pass a Time Vault. But Force of Will is a busted card, so I actually am pretty happy with that pick so far. The only way I'll be unhappy is if Nachito passes me a late key, but I just think you can't do that. Oh, and now I get to take a Force Negation? Okay, this deck's actually getting kind of nice. I mean, having Force, Mystic Confluence, Counterspell, Daze, Thoughtseize, and then I've got like a decent amount of ways to kind of get the job done here with Concealing Curtains being pretty important, Duelist of the Mind seeming decent. Lurrus with a couple cantrip artifacts too. Pretty good. I mean, I guess Mindstone is a cantrip artifact, though it's kind of an expensive one. All right. And then here, there's a Tribute Mage, but no, this has got to be Fairy Mastermind, though. Wow, that's actually close, because Infernal Grasp is also pretty nice for this deck. I have Snuff Out, Deluge, Soul Rend. I think I want to go Fairy Mastermind. It's so good with Mana Crypt. Oh, Baleful Strix did indeed wheel. Mana Crypt with Mastermind, it's a really good way to leverage that extra mana. And now that I wield the Baleful Strix, that's a little bit more blocking action, so I feel pretty good about that. I guess here, I don't think I need to hate Sneak after everything that got passed in Pack 2, like the Archon and whatnot, and Gristlebrand. I guess I'll hate the Urte, or I could just hate Thornspire Verge. Note the Time Vault pick wouldn't have worked out. I'm passing Boots to go with Nadu, but Nadu's kind of a trap anyway. Okay, so I am definitely going to play straight 2 colors here. And is there any chance of persisting? No, not at all. I guess I'll just hate Territorial Kavu or Keynight Curator. I took the one I meant to hate. There's two decent 2-mana green cards. Blazemire Verge and Savai Triumph, that's not enough to play Blood Tithe, I don't think. I'll just take the land anyway. Okay, Nacho's probably not playing white then, but I don't think Vash is that likely to play white. I guess I could take Mightstone, Weakstone in case there's somehow an Academy. And now Hate an Elf. And last pick, Nissa. Okay, what a weird draft. Let's go build this. Honestly, this one's not going to be too hard to build. I'll put a Plains and a Mountain in the side in case I did want to play some of those, but I'm just going to be playing some islands and swamps here. Not the mana I would like the ideal mana, but I have Undercity Sewers and Chromatic Star. And I guess Chrome Mox is kind of like a two-color source in some senses. And so let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, and then that leaves 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But also with Chrome Mox and Chromatic Star. And this is 14 lands plus Chrome Mox, Mana Crypt, Mox Jet. And I guess a Preordain. My curve is, low as you would expect with Lurrus. I kind of think this is fine. I don't think, I don't really think I need to play too many more land. I mean, this is 17 mana sources. All right. We got ourselves a deck here. And really just missing the Malcolm is the only card in the draft that I would have really missed. But I'm glad I didn't take the Time Vault. All right, time for round 1 against Nacho here. Let's reveal Lurrus, and all right, this hand is totally fine. Turn 1, Preordain. Turn 2, leave up Counterspell and Fairy Mastermind. Seems like a plan to me, and wouldn't mind finding a little Mox Jet action. I could actually go turn 1, Preordain, and if I hit the Mox Jet, play the Concealing Curtains. That's pretty nice. Sadly, Concealing Curtains, Fairy Mastermind isn't really a combo. Okay, because they're not drawing 2 on your turn. Well, I think I just have to bottom both of these. The problem is, I'm on 2 lands, no swamps. Keeping a 5-drop and a black card seems just like not a very good idea. Okay, that's a swamp. I'm just going to play a Counterspell and or Mastermind here. Nacho mold to 6 and a Rafine's Tower, and who knows what's going on over there, right? Get to go end of turn Fairy Mastermind, untap Curtains with Mastermind up. Or with Counterspell up, rather. Let's hit for 2 here. And I think just play the Concealing Curtains. Don't really need to play Ether Spellbomb here. And if Nacho counters this, then that's fine. He's F6, so the Mastermind resolved. But maybe he's got a counter. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Nacho to F6 with like Mana Leak in hand. And not that I haven't done the same. If he doesn't spend his mana here, I like my chances. I'll cut down. All right. Interesting. Doesn't cut down the curtains, huh? Next turn, City does. I can either play Revoker and leave up counter. I can play Spellbomb. It would be kind of nice to see what he's got going over there, but I feel like tapping out for it. And if he just leaves his mana up, I'm just not that interested in spending 3 mana to try to flip this and just getting it like Chivalrous Edict did or something and waste my whole turn. So we'll see. I don't know what to like name with the blind name with Revoker either, though. Did pass a Time Vault, but that also might just... I assume he opened a piece of power when he passed Time Vault. It's possible, especially since there's Force of Will in the pack as well, it's possible that if he opened, like, I don't know, not Animate Dead exactly, because I don't think he's drafting that deck, but like the equivalent, like Fable of the Mirror Breaker type card, just like a very strong card, and it's like he didn't think Time Vault was going to get there, but I don't know. What is this? Animate Dead, the Fairy Mastermind. Sure. I like that. He did in fact take the Animate Dead, as it turns out. I'm just going to play these 2 things. I'll get back the Fairy Mastermind at some point, but I'm not in like such a big hurry that I need to get it back right now. It's a 1/1. It's not doing that much. And it would be nice to be able to cycle that star. Well, the problem with cycling the star is it is my second black source. So I have to kind of be careful about that. But I also don't want to cycle it on my turn without, well, the Fairy Mastermind is still in play. Let's see. He has to have a land, right? Okay, I'm just going to bounce the Fairy Mastermind, because if he uses it now, he doesn't get to draw 2. So, wow, look at that. 1 for 1, and I got a Fairy Mastermind back. What a deal, huh? Okay, let's flip the curtains here. Okay. Does not have that much going on. Oh, Lingering Souls, Lose Focus, and Sage of the Skies, huh? Let's just take the Lingering Souls. That card's a lot more annoying. Like, he gets to flash it back, but I don't know. He's got 2 cards. Though actually, maybe that was just terrible. Maybe I should have just made him discard the Sage of the Skies. What is this? Into Leyline Binding? Guess that's fine. Yeah, I should have taken the other one, because that just, well, he just drew the Leyline Binding anyway, so he had a way to do it. It's really taking 2 1/1s versus a 2/3, which is about the same. Do I want a Fairy Mastermind? Do I want a Counterspell? I guess I probably want to just Counterspell and then Lurrus. Lurrus Ether Spellbomb can get rid of Sage of the Skies pretty nicely. The token, at least, not the original. So he's got Lose Focus in hand. No more Lingering Soul, still has Plains. And I think I just counter the Lingering Souls. And then kind of hope he Lose Focus is back, though I don't think he's going to. He's going to play Sage this turn. It's pretty hard not to do that. Oh, he actually still has Plains and he's leaving up Lose Focus. That's a crazy play to make. Okay. There's a Force of Will. I could sack the star. I could just pass the turn. And end of turn, he goes Lose Focus. I can't quite pay. So he has Plains, Sage in hand, and I don't know the last card. Or sorry, Plains, Sage, Lose Focus in hand. So those 3. So if he draws a spell, it's pretty bad for me, but kind of want to get Lurrus into my hand. Let's put Lurrus into hand and play Revoker. If he wants to Lose Focus me, he can. That wasn't even the right order to do it in, but oh wow, he's going to use it? No, there's no way. Okay, I'm going to name Black Lotus because that's just something he could have had. And pass the turn and hope he doesn't draw a cheap spell. Okay, he didn't. I don't like how I played this, but I think he's playing it worse, so that much is nice. Oh, Stock Up. Well, I can't cast that without getting hit by Lose Focus. So I guess what I'm going to do is just pass the turn. See what he does here. Okay. So he's got Lose Focus, Sage, and an Unknown in hand. And it looks like we're going for it. Parallax Wave. Let me see. That is pretty annoying. It's Hardcast Force. Okay, he lets that happen, then he goes Sage. Okay, this is pretty beatable, because now I get to put Lurrus into play. And then I get to play Ether Spellbomb, so let's tap this for blue, sack it, add black. Told you Chromatic Star was going to be a help. Ooh, that was not a particularly good draw. And pass the turn. Drew Mother of Runes. Yeah, that was a good draw, but it's got lose focus in hand. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I don't mind. Because I'll play Fairy Mastermind end of turn and see if it gets countered. I mean, this is where Lurrus does kind of dominate. You kind of got to lose focus here, right? It's not like that card's getting better. Okay. Let's take my turn. So I've got stock up here if I want. Oh. That's interesting. All right, so that's actually a new plan. I'm just going to Ether Spellbomb the Lurrus and then cast a Toxic Deluge. So if I'm going to do that, I might as well play Chromatic Star first, right? Because now I'm getting multiple Lurrus activations here. And then sack this for black. Because I haven't played a land yet. Oh, no, I don't want to play Lurrus. I want to play Deluge. And I'm still not using the Chrome Mox, I don't think. All right, pass the turn. Chrome Mox way worse than a land this game. That's okay, though. Nacho, no cards, and he is done. Lurrus did his thing. That was a good Lurrus game. Okay, so sideboarding here. I mean, I don't really have a sideboard. I've got a Vindicate. Now I know that the Revoker wants to name Parallax Wave. I also have Soul Rend, which is pretty good. Kills white creatures, so I like having that. I could take out Chrome Mox for a land, but I think this is still fine. All right, on the draw here with my Lurrus. All right, this is a fine hand. Nothing to write home about, but got Preordain into Nathan into stock up is not too bad. Oh, Deluge is really nice. So let's Preordain here. Nacho is the type who would then sack to get his land here. Surveil and likes it. Oh, good use of Chrome Mox bottom. And I'll just bottom the swamp. Yeah, good call. I just feel like I have enough time before I need my second swamp that I don't really want to put it on top. Glimmerlands, okay. So I might run into a little bit of an issue here with Deluge killing my own duelist, but there's a chance that saves 2 damage right here, and there's a chance that Nacho has another like small creature, like maybe a cast Lingering Souls here. Or he's going to cut down the duelist. That also would be fine with me. Okay. If this is another creature here, I'm going to be pretty priced into... Oh man, if this is Dash Ragavan, get to attack with both, draw a card off Glimmerlands, that's a disaster. If his turn 3 is 1-mana removal spell plus Dash Ragavan. So I hope that's not it. But any other just random creature, and I'm just going to Deluge to stop the Glimmerlands. Oh, if it's just a Raugrin Triome, then I'm just going to cast Stock up here. Hope I don't get countered. Okay. Soul Rend, Mystic Confluence, and Counterspell. Pick 2. I'm definitely going to take Mystic Confluence. I kind of feel like I could just take Soul Rend here. I don't know. That might end up being bad, but I feel like the odds that I just get to kill a creature and draw a card in a long game as opposed to just Counterspell trading 1 for 1 seems fine to me. Ether Spellbomb Lurrus is a really nice combination. Just the fact that it protects Lurrus is so sweet. And next turn, we'll see what this is. Blade Splicer. Okay. I guess we're going to Deluge and play Ether Spellbomb. He doesn't play a land either. Nice. All right. Toxic Deluge. X equals 3. Spellbomb. Really going to not want to pitch to Force of Negation here. I'll say that. Lingering Souls would be pretty annoying. I still don't really want to Force of Negation it, but it'd be nice if I got to untap. Just play like a singular white creature so I can Soul Rend it and then have Force up next turn. Or play nothing so I just have Mystic Confluence up. That is also fine. No, it looks like something. What is this? Cult Epiphany or something? Oh, Mind Twist for 2. Okay. Land Soul Rend. Oh, nice. That worked out really well. Because now... Okay, I'm really glad Nacho didn't draw an untapped land. Wow, that Mind Twist could have been a disaster. Instead, it was fine, but, you know, killed a land, which I didn't need, and then a Soul Rend, which would be good at some point here, but I think we'll be fine if I don't. I hope Nacho doesn't pass with Loose Focus up here. If so, maybe I just do nothing and then cast Baleful Strix. I kind of assumed he missed a land drop, and now he's just doing nothing. Okay. It's fine. Ooh. Concealing Curtains. No, let's cast Baleful Strix. Am I getting Loose Focused? It would appear so. I guess it would have worked out a lot better to play Baleful Strix last turn. I was really hoping to just land a Mystic Confluence. But once you learn more about what they do, then you get to change your plays. So I'm just going to pass now. And hope that his next play is a creature or a non-creature. So I can lose focus. Like Lingering Souls would be perfect. And I can always use Ether Spellbomb in some form or fashion. I haven't because I kind of like having it in play to protect Lurrus. Maybe bounce a creature token or something. It's funny, Nacho goes through these phases where like sometimes he drafts like Mardu mid-range like a bunch of times in a row, and then a second later he's like, the last 2 times I've seen him draft, he's been like these like 4-color decks. So I don't know. It is, I guess, how it is. Sometimes it just ends up like that. I'm just going to pass here. I don't think that I need to tap out to flip, and I've got Confluence and Force Up, though not both, though technically I could cast Confluence, draw a blue card off it. And then next turn I'll probably flip Curtains with Force Up. He's used Lose Focus now, so there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to want to just fire off Mystic Confluence as a draw 3. If he doesn't do anything. What is this? Unholy Heat? Okay. I'm fine with that. He doesn't have that many cards in hand. So. Ooh, is this the Lingering Souls? This is Preacher. All right, now we're firing counter, draw 2. If he's got a counter, he's got a counter. Be nice if he didn't, though. Nice. And then there's a freebooter there so I can see what's going on. Snuff out for that Celestial Colonnade. Just you watch. Okay, I like how this is going. Let's go land. Let's Kite Sail freebooter. Soul Guide Lantern, Animate Dead. I don't care much about the Soul Guide. But I also don't care much about the Animate Dead. I think I just take the Animate Dead and just pass. And leave up Force. I just kind of feel like with Lurrus, you can play really slow. You're just trying to trying to play for max efficiency or anything like that. Letting the Soul Guide happen. Look, as long as I have Ether Spellbomb, I don't need anything else for Lurrus. So yeah, it makes it so I can't get back Baleful Strix or Concealing Curtains, but it seems like there's a pretty big chance Nacho at some point is going to want to just draw a card off it. But yeah, I could put Lurrus in the hand and not leave up Force, but I feel like just leaving up Force in case he draws like Lingering Souls or something. Maybe Parallax Wave, I don't know. I'm just not really in a hurry here. University Sewers, oh. Yeah, put on top, put Lurrus into hand. Send for 1. And now if I wait a turn, I can play Lurrus with Force back up and Spellbomb up. He's got a card in hand. He didn't play it last turn. And he's not cycling Soul Guide. Okay. Played Sacred Foundry this turn. Just take my turn. Send with freebooter. Can't activate Colonnade yet anyways. And then Lurrus, see what's up. You gonna soul guide me in response? No? All right. Just play Concealing Curtains and pass the turn here. Because I would like to have up Force of Negation and Ether Spellbomb. If you didn't want to exile my graveyard, you probably just want to cash in the Soul Guide for cards is my assumption, but we'll see. No plays, huh? Let's see what this is. 3 mana, 4 mana. This is Parallax Wave. Let's just Force of Negation that. I feel like I have a pretty fast win here. Yeah, Nacho is off it. All right, round 2, playing against Tank on kind of like a weird Hull Breacher deck. Hull Breacher, Echo Vian, Shieldred, Wheel of Fortune sort of stuff, but also with like Firebolt, Pyrokinesis. It's kind of mid-rangey stuff. Unfortunately, I do have to mulligan this hand. But, all right, this looks a lot better. I'll keep and... Yeah, definitely putting Toxic Deluge away. I do like, and they have Underworld Breach in their deck too. I do like that I have discard and double free counters. Like, my matchup against Combo, I think, is not so bad. Okay. Well, what are we doing here? Turn 1 Talisman? I'm not going to force the Talisman. That's fine. Oh, I will see what's going on over there, though. Actually, I guess I should have played my Highland. I didn't really... I just was already playing my Swamp by the time I drew the Mox. Oh, I missed? Okay. Your hand is Hull Breacher, Shieldred. Lands. Wow. The funny thing is, forcing the Talisman actually would have worked out really nicely. Why did Tank play the Talisman? Cracking Petal to play Talisman there? I don't think I would ever do that. But, all right. It's fair. I am in a lot of trouble because I don't have an answer to Shieldred here. I do in my deck, so I just need to draw. Let's see. I've got a couple things. Well, actually, Shieldred specifically, I don't really have much of an answer to besides like Phantasmal Image. And I guess Thoughtseize and whatnot would have worked a lot better to play Concealing Curtains here. But I mean, you can't really put Kitesail Freebooter on missing here. Yeah, here comes Hull Breacher. Baleful Strix, what a draw, huh? After this Hull Breacher. Play Curtains. Might as well hit. So did Tank draw another untapped land? No. Wow. And now I'm going to get to Curtains the Shieldred. Okay. I don't think I would have played any of this the same, but we take it, I guess. Unfortunately, can't even preordain time to do 2 spells in a row for my Freebooter. All right, well, I will take the Shieldred. I don't think I'm beating Shieldred very easily. And smash for 4. Hand is now Time Warp, Underworld Breach, plus 2 unknowns, because, of course, the Revealing Eye draws a card. I need to draw my Snuff Out. If I find Snuff Out, I think I'm firmly ahead, because then I can snuff out the Hull Breacher, start cycling through these cantrips, have Force of Negation up, all that. And I have a decent clock, and I don't know what Tank's drawn, of course, but mostly doesn't have that much going on. I guess Island can let you cast Time Warp and deal 3 to me, you know. If I had to force, I guess I would pitch the Baleful Strix currently. Would be the least good here. All right, Hull Breacher is beating me down. Tanked a bunch and then it's done. Oh my god. I just drawn every card that draws cards here. This is really unfortunate. Hull Breacher is getting me. What is this? Urtai Resurrected. Okay. Wow. And then I don't even draw a card here. Yeah. And they get a treasure. unearth the curtains, and I have to give Tank another treasure. I really don't like it, but the reason I'm okay doing that is I don't want to end up in a situation where Time Warp just deals a bunch of damage to me. So I think I'm happy enough to do that. Underworld Breach. Okay. I assume that Brain Freeze is the next play here. Brain Freeze for 2. Yeah, I guess I gotta force it then. If Brain Freeze wasn't the next play, then yeah, I guess congrats, but I don't really think it makes sense to let that resolve. And at this point, drawing a Snuff Out wouldn't even be that exciting. Now Tank gets to Time Warp before I get to Curtains it, I guess. I have to sack 2 treasures. The problem is if I counter the Brain Freeze, Tank goes like Brain Freeze myself for 6. I counter the Brain Freeze for 3. Could still just play Shieldred out of the graveyard or something. All right. I guess maybe 1 short of playing Shieldred, but and then because I played Strix, these don't get to attack. I mean, we'll see. If Tank fires off a draw 7 here, then sure, you know. This whole Breacher is being really annoying, though. I would have cast a bunch more cantrips on the way. Still would like a Snuff Out. Curtains. Brain Freeze and Pyrokinesis, huh? Do I take Pyrokinesis? I don't think so. The reason I don't want to take Pyrokinesis is 17. I'll leave that back. Trading 1 for 6 doesn't seem right. If Tank Pyrokinesis and kills my Revealing Eye, then eventually I'll Lurrus it back, and or I'll have Mystic Confluence up. I really don't want to give Tank more opportunity to draw a game-ending card. Oh, we're doing this? Okay. Getting to kill the Hull Breacher is a pretty big game. I'll take that. Now, hopefully you just drew a land here. That would be okay. Island would be a pretty nice draw. Oh, we drew something. Seasoned Pyro. Okay. Wow, that was a really good draw too. Don't love it. Because now you can discard Brain Freeze and Pyrokinesis and just get 2 new cards and 2 tokens. Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll block the Urtai though. On my turn, if I draw an island, I probably just play an island and pass. Yeah, I will block Urtai. Mindstone means it's a pretty forced play. Put Lurrus into hand, and I'll pass. I don't really want to trade 1 for 2 here with the tokens. Well, I don't mind this matchup overall, but I do think I am probably losing this game. It'll depend on what Tank drew off that Pyromancer. Well, if it doesn't have anything, Island, I mean, I think I've got to play Lurrus here. Play Baleful Strix, draw a card, Force of Will. All right. All right, well now if Tank doesn't do anything for 1 more turn, then I actually think I'm in great shape. Like the Pyrokinesis got discarded. Attacking with the Pyromancer. Huh. Oh, Netherglyph. So now, because now I get to keep up Mystic Confluence here. And I already had stuff to play with Lurrus, so I didn't really want to block. And it can also lead to more tokens. And now I can just keep up Mystic Confluence and probably counter whatever. Like if Tank actually goes for something, can I just win here? If I bounce down to 1 blocker, you block Lurrus and you take 8. Okay. So the real question is, do I go for it? I guess now I just do. Counter, bounce, bounce. Counter, bounce, bounce, and win the game. Whew. Didn't think I was going to win this one. But barring something pretty good, Concealing Curtain flips. Oh, wait, no, I'm one short? No, I'm not, because I can sack the Mind Stone to make the Netherglyph bigger. Let's see what you got. Balance, Mock Sapphire, and Talisman. Okay. There's a Force of Will. Block Lurrus, take 8, and... Okay, Balance is an interesting one. Can't cast it too easily, but it is a very strong card. All right. I won game 1. I don't have much that does anything here. I can... Revoker naming Lotus Petals not like the worst, not great. So I guess I do have... this Soul Rend is not doing anything. I have Snuff Out. I guess I have Deluge. Deluge kills Shieldred and Hull Breacher, so I definitely can't take it out. It's not like I have even more stuff to bring in. I kind of think I just take out Soul Rend, put in Savai Triumph, and Plains, or actually, let's do Savai Triumph and Blazemire Verge and put in Blood Tithe, and I'll end up with 3 red sources to cast this Blood Tithe. Oh, I need to take out Swamp. And I guess I could probably take out an island here. All right. Let's try this and see how game 2 goes. All right, on the draw. Oof, fading that game was nice. Once the Pyromancer was drawn, I felt like I was in a lot of trouble. All right, this hand is fine. No Forces. Forces are really good in this matchup just because Tank's trying to assemble Hull Breacher Wheel or Brain Freeze Breach, and Force does a pretty good job of disrupting all that. But turn 1 Star, turn 2 probably just cycle through it and play like Duelist of the Mind or Fairy Mastermind. Duelist is kind of nice because it lives through some deluges depending on what they do. Could also just play Baleful Strix, but I'm not sure. If I drew a land on turn 2... then there's a chance I go turn 1 Star, turn 2 Duelist, and then don't crack the Star till turn 3. Oh, Chrome Mox. Interesting. That is very interesting. I could pitch the Toxic Deluge here now. I kind of like that. And just play turn 1 Duelist of the Mind. And then I can play turn 2 Baleful Strix, attack for 2. Well, it depends if the Duelist dies here, I guess. Oh, Talisman, okay. See what I draw. Swamps, let's go Chromatic Star. Sack this for blue. Okay, Counterspell is funny. I can't actually cast Counterspell right now, but hopefully I can find a blue source here. Hit, and then Island would be really nice to leave up Counterspell and Fairy Mastermind. Didn't get Pyrokinesis at least. Ghostfire Slice. Oh, that only costs 1 mana, so Tank it because of the Baleful Strix. So Tank just has 2 mana floating. Wherever we take those. Let's draw. Oh, Revoker? Nice. So let's go Phantasmal Image on Baleful Strix. Draw. That's not bad. That doesn't change anything now. Talisman of Indulgence. And send for 1. I mean, drawing Mana Crypt earlier, like a turn earlier, could have been led to some kind of nice plays, or at least picking up Lurrus, but I'll Revoker to Talisman. Pyrokinesis is the card I'm the most afraid of right now, because it just kills all these, but I'm going to get to put Lurrus into hand, and if I draw an island for Counterspell, I kind of feel like this game is pretty close to being locked up, to be honest. They don't have that long here before I end up winning. Without a Pyrokinesis, of course. Pyrokinesis, it would be a problem. All right. Yep. Pyrokinesis it is. I still actually think I'm in a pretty good spot, but I would have thought Pyrokinesis might get used last turn, so I was willing to go all in. Pitching Tribal Flames. All right, Island isn't bad, so now I can put Lurrus into hand and just pass the turn. And I can next turn go Lurrus plus Revoker. Mastermind. Attack with the Mastermind. And Mana Crypt. Actually, hold on. Let's play Undercity Sewers. There's a chance that I mill something I want to play more. Daze. I'm actually going to leave Daze on top. I kind of feel like Daze is going to be good here. Urtai. Counterspell Urtai. And I think I still revoke, because revoke killing the Talisman is just really nice. Talisman of Indulgence. Okay, pass the turn here. All right, Tank has one turn to play something. Not like Daze locks things down, but if I get another turn, I get to use Lurrus again. I get to hit for damage. I also get to maybe use Fairy Mastermind. So I feel like we're in a pretty good spot here. This isn't like Underworld Breach or something. Manamorphose. It's going to trigger. Oh, it's going to trigger Fairy Mastermind. And then I'm going to have Daze up. It's going to be so sick if that does something here. If Tank doesn't have an instant and then like just taps out here and I just get to Daze it off the top with the Fairy Mastermind trigger, that is going to be a spicy. Kind of a cool deck. Red combo. Daze. I can even pick up the Undercity Sewers. See, right now I have 7 mana without the Sewers. Yeah, that's enough to make most of the plays I want. So getting another Surveil seems like a pretty reasonable option there. So apparently Tank, I think, misclicked his Manamorphose mana or something. We're trying to figure it out. Okay, so what happened was there is either a Magic Online bug or Tank misclicked. We're not 100% sure. His Manamorphose, instead of making white, he made double red and he had balance in hand. He showed us a screenshot. So what we ended up doing was we're just going to restart the game, because if he does balance there, it's like I lose all my cards. The Daze can't even stop it, and I have Daze in hand versus his Shieldred in hand. It's a pretty close game, and I get my first draw step. I have 8 mana versus his 4. I think it wouldn't be crazy to think I was either like close to even or maybe slightly ahead, but it's enough. It's okay. I'm good to restart and resideboard, and he's going to be on the play again. And misclick kind of suck. And if he got to balance there, that would really change the game. So, or bugs, whatever. I don't even want that. It's not even necessarily his fault. So let's battle again. You get bonus games. That's really going to be the end result. All right, I'm on the draw, up a game as before, and all right, this is definitely a nice hand against the combo deck. So I've got turn 2 Mindstone into turn 4 Mystic Confluence is kind of what I've got lined up. But if I draw cheap creature, that'd be nice. If I draw a Mox or a Mana Crypt, that would be really sick. Mana Crypt, I might go like, yeah, I just go Mana Crypt, Mindstone, Island, turn 2 have Mystic Confluence up. That would be pretty good. Tank Smolling. Yeah, so basically we talked it through, and it's like, look, Tank's drafted a ton on the server. He's a good dude. Like, I know he wasn't pulling anything, and he even actually had a screenshot from the turn before, so he had balance in hand. It's not like he went red, drew balance. It's like, oops. So no question of that. That I never really doubted. But more, it's like, well, what do we want kind of like the games to play out like? And in this case, it's like, yeah, I think he would either be ahead or be close enough after the balance. Kind of sucks to not get to see how that game goes. So let's just let it ride, and or rather restart and go from there. All right, Milled Tarfire, might not have lands for it. Let's just pass. And the reason I want to just pass here is I've got no 4 mana playing next turn with Mindstone, and now I can either hardcast Daze or hardcast Fairy Mastermind. Okay. I'm gonna go end of turn Fairy Mastermind, I think. Kind of feels like he's gonna Urtai me, but I actually would be okay with that. Okay, Island. Mindstone. Want to find a blue card for this Force of Will. I mean, Daze might end up being the blue card, but I don't really want to lose Mystic Confluence to Force of Will. Attack Fairy Mastermind and pass the turn. Would I hardcast Daze on an Urtai? I'm not sure. Guess we'll see. Burst Lightning. I guess I can't save that. Makes sense that he'd mill the Tarfire. Also, Daze could easily be the card I pitch to Force. It's possible, especially with the Mox here, that Daze ends up not working out. Though he didn't play anything this turn, so makes it a little more likely I get to Daze. Another land. All right, I need to chill out on these lands. But if he's going to do nothing, I'm happy enough doing nothing. I'm playing lands. He's not even playing lands. That's a pretty big game. Okay, well, I don't need to fire off this Mystic Confluence, I don't think. Well, if he has Urtai, I draw 3 and then Daze the Urtai, but I feel like, oh, that's really nice. There we go. Now we have all the information we need. Urtai is actually kind of annoying here. But I think what I do is I keep the Daze. I think at some point Daze is going to be good. And here I go, Mystic Confluence, counter, and draw 2 cards. And I get to Thoughtseize and try to set up a Daze. And I assume I'll draw a blue card off this. Oh, I did not, but it's okay. Balance, Talisman of Indulgence, Time Warp. I'm just going to take the Balance. I don't care about Pyrokinesis or Time Warp all that much. Balance seems like it'd be way more annoying. It's only 3 lands in play. All right, now I place Talisman. Yep. Okay. Oh, and there's a Freebooter here too. All right, so let's go Kitesail Freebooter. Echo of Eons, huh? I actually think I just take Echo of Eons because I don't want that one to get cast. So maybe I just take Pyrokinesis because I can Daze the first Echo or Daze the Time Warp. All right, I'll take Pyrokinesis, play an Island, put Lurrus into hand, play a Spell Bomb. Part of my concern is if I don't take Pyrokinesis and he draws a red spell or a red card, that could be pretty obnoxious. Do I Daze Time Warp? It's going to come up right now. I feel like the answer is yes, because if I Daze the Time Warp, and then I'm going to end of turn sack this Spell Bomb to draw a card, try to find another black source. Huh, I kind of did. Let's play Savai Triome. Hit, pass the turn, and do they have land for the Echo of Eons? I don't really love Force of Willing Echo of Eons, but I will, because if I get a turn here, then I get to play Lurrus and play a creature. And what I might do is, if Tank doesn't play anything this turn, I could end of turn fire off. Oh, this is actually going to be kind of nice. And then Odawara, the Carnage Interpreter. So then it gets discarded. Okay. Discards Memory Jar as well. So he's got a bunch of clues. He's going to crack a clue here. And then I think I cracked the Mind Stone because I really do want to find a blue card at some point here. Pretty annoying. I think I play Lurrus still. I guess I go land. I can play Ether Spellbomb. Or I can play Mind Stone, or I can play Fairy Mastermind. I think Ether Spellbomb. And then I can crack the Spellbomb to draw a card if I want. I don't know that I'm going to need to Force of Will this turn, but I kind of liked having the option. I could have played nothing off Lurrus and then played Mox Deluge, but I kind of feel like if I did that, if I just left 5 mana up and didn't play anything, he would just start using clue tokens. Shieldred, okay. That's fine. I'm just going to bounce the Shieldred end of turn here. I need a blue card. Island. I could play a Spellbomb, but let's see if I play Nethergoyf. It's a 5/6. That's pretty nice, actually. Hold on, let's see. So I attack for 4 down to 12. I guess I can just play Fairy Mastermind and then have up Force of Will here. And then when Tank casts Shieldred, I can just Force of Will it. Alternately, I could have just played Spellbomb and then Tank casts Shieldred and it doesn't matter. But the balance is gone. The Pyrokinesis is in my hand. I kind of feel like this is fine. It's going to be Shieldred here. I think I just counter this. And then next turn, I don't have quite lethal. I have 6, 10 damage here. Ooh, what's his follow-up? Is it cracking a clue? No, because that would draw a card. So maybe it's like a treasure cruise or something. Or maybe he's just flashing back the echo here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, because I have a bunch of forces. So it does make the Nethergoyf smaller. That much is true. Now I have Revoker. I could revoke Lotus Petal. It would make the Breach combo a little harder to execute. So I want to leave 2 blue up, but all I want to do is dig for Force of Negation here. Oh, Daze. I'm actually going to keep Daze. I think Daze is good enough. He's going to have to cast a lot of spells to have this work. So let's attack here. And all I want to spend mana on, I want to spend mana on Ether Spellbomb. And I think Revoker. And Revoker, I think I name Mox Sapphire. With Daze in hand, I think cutting the mana is good. And do I want to play this Otawara? I have Counterspell and Spellbomb up. I don't have Otawara plus... Otawara only costs 3 right now, but that's still not enough. Because I have a blue card to pitch to Daze already, so let's just play Otawara and pass the turn here. I think just having more mana in play is good. I don't know. It's close. I don't think Tank's going to have an easy time of beating 2.5 counter spells with, starting the turn 5 mana, but Tar Fire that. Okay. So Pyrokinesis is back online. So I do have to have a counter for that, but that doesn't sound too difficult, to be honest. And I've got an Ether Spellbomb as well. Does Pyrokinesis even... I guess it does 2/1/1. Yeah, that's a lot, but I would have Sorcery, Creature, Artifact. So not enough for Nethergoyf to finish the job. It's kind of immaterial because I don't think we're going to get through this turn without me like having an extra counter for Pyro. Like Force of Will and Daze can stop the other things fairly well. Okay, Pyro, pitching Carnage Interpreter. Counterspell. Okay, Underworld Breach, I'll force it. And, I technically could have another counter up this turn. It's very unlikely, though. I could crack Spellbomb and Cycle on Earth and draw a blue card Force of Negation. Or if I don't end up in a spot where Daze does anything, then I can just cycle twice to try to find Force of Negation and pitch the Daze to it, I suppose. I also have this Unearth. So, if things go wrong, Unearth Lurrus and replay a creature does a pretty good job. Okay, here's Manamorphose. Please get the right mana this time, Tank. And I'll draw a card off of it. Or no, I won't, because the... Oh, no, I will. Echo of Eons was last turn. Yeah, I will draw a card off of Manamorphose here. And red-white. Okay, and then here comes Balance. Maybe. Firebolt the Revoker, okay. Oh, am I going to get Brain Freeze to death? I am. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe, actually. This is 18 cards, so Tank can Brain Freeze me down to 0 cards, but I can force one of the copies and then attack for lethal. Yeah, that's interesting. I guess Firebolt, Tarfire, Pyrokinesis, Manamorphose, and I played a counter. That's a lot of cards, so I need him to not have another spell before Brain Freeze if that's what he's got. I don't think he's going to get to do it then. Needs to find Lotus Petal. Oh no, all right. Days, I guess returning an island is probably fine. And if he's got... Now I think I'm fine. Because now even if he's got like... First of all, he doesn't have Black Lotus. My teammate has that. Second, Lotus Petal. Like I would be able to force any mana that's going to come out. And whew, we got there. Kind of won 3 games there. All right, whew, what a round 2. Time for round 3. This has been a fun draft so far. Playing against the dog, Sandy Dog on Sandy Dog Deck B, which is Demonic Consultation, Thassa's Oracle. He's basically always Boros or Blue-Black combo, whether that be Reanimator, Oracle, Time Vault, all that. And once again, I do like my deck against combo decks. I think I've got a lot of good moves. Let's play turn 1. I mean, look at this game. Turn 1 Curtains, turn 2 Freebooter, turn 3 Flip Curtains is a pretty nice curve against a lot of different combo stuff. Lorien Reveal. Did you take my Underground Sea? No, I got an island, so maybe not. I did want an Underground Sea pretty badly here. Okay. And 2 mana here. Malcolm. Nice. I'm going to get to freebooter him and then snuff out the Malcolm. Seems like a plan to me. Let's go Kitesail freebooter. What you got over there, Sandy? What you cooking? Wishclaw Talisman, Demonic Consultation. Interesting. I think I take the Demonic Consultation. Well, no. No, I take the Wishclaw. And here's why. And then I'll nug the Malcolm. If I take Consultation with Kitesail Freebooter, next turn Sandy's going to play Wishclaw and have a Wishclaw in play that can tutor at some point. Now, he's not going to be able to just cast the Consultation. If he just raw draws Thassa's Oracle, then yeah, sure, that is what it is. But now I get to flip Concealing Curtains and take the Demonic Consultation, and that's no longer in his deck. It's just in his graveyard, and he doesn't get to spend his mana this turn either. So I think that's the play, but obviously things could go poorly. If I just draw Force of Will, I'll kind of lock it up here. Blue-Black Lurrus Disruption looking pretty good against multiple combo decks on the other team, Okay, they drew Island. Okay. He's firing off the Consult. Did he do it, or does he... Like, what's he naming with Consult here? Name Thassa's Oracle, so he gets Thassa's Oracle with 9 cards left? Huh? What is going on here? Why did Sandy make that play? Like, so and the Lab Maniac's gone 2? I mean, I guess I'll conceal. No, I could conceal in Curtains, but I know his hand is... I guess I don't know his hand because he drew a card. 9 cards left. I think I'm going to cast Stock up here. Okay. And yeah, I'll take Force of Negation Counterspell. and then I'll hit for 1. Was he hoping that the consult was going to be in like the bottom 2 cards or something? It's very interesting. All right. Grief. That's fine. I can take my counterspell, I suppose. And then now, it's concealing curtains here. Yeah, I'll take the Thassa's Oracle. I think it's worth taking. He doesn't have that many cards in his deck, so it seems like kind of dangerous for him to have that. Smash. And so he exiled Vaultborn and Gristlebrand and Lab Maniac. I can force this if, depending on what Sandy does. Infernal Grasp, that thing. Okay. Play Wishclaw. 6 cards in his deck. I think that's fine. I don't know. Could be wrong, of course. Let's draw. Let's crack Star for blue. See if I draw anything of note. Duelist of the Mind. Probably not as good as just casting Baleful Strix, and I'll keep Duelist to pitch to force. If I draw, do another Goyf. Yeah, that's actually not bad. And then hit for 2 or 3 rather, and I still have Force of Negation up. And then now he's gonna get to Wishclaw. It's 5 cards in his deck. It's not like Wishclaw is like almost like a cantrip because you can already draw most of the cards pretty easily. Anything that gets Thassa's Oracle back, I can force a negation. There's no creature that does it. Is he cracking Peatland, or does he have something he can actually do with this Wishclaw? Was Sandy just trying to mise me? Feels like it with that consult play. All right. Next turn, I don't have lethal, unfortunately. But if he uses Wishclaw, then I can go get Force of Will. So if he uses Wishclaw, he kind of has to win the game on the spot there. If he finds another, if he has like another discard spell and a way to reanimate Oracle and a way to get 1 more blue pip, like there's like kind of a lot that's going on here. So I guess we'll see what Sandy does. Okay, there's Gitaxian Probe. So now at least a reanimated Oracle would be lethal, assuming he tutors something to 2 cards in deck and then gets Oracle back with 2 cards in deck, 2 blue pips. But so he needs a way to reanimate the Oracle and a way to make me discard this Force of Negation. Preordain. Yeah. That's good. If I find Force of Will, it pretty much locks it up. Bottom. Close. Close, but no cigar, as they say. All right. And I'm just going to chump, sure. I don't even think I put Lurrus into hand here. I have lethal next turn. And I don't really want to be exposed to, like, I don't know, Spell Pierce or something. There's 2 cards left in the deck. So Wishclaw straight up, it's just look at your top 2 cards, put 1 in your hand, put the other on top of your deck or on the bottom of your deck. In this case, it is actually the same for both. This looks like a Wishclaw. I mean, I definitely could lose this game. It would be a little bit weird if I did. Because you had to find Grief and then Infernal Grasp and then have multiple ways to have this, like, this whole thing work out. But if he's got it, I guess. It's 1 card in his deck. Plays the Mystic Confluence or Mana Confluence. If he has an animate and a discard, or 2 animates. Death on Grief. So he just has the 2 animates, I guess? Wow. Yeah, I can't stop that. I don't understand this game. Like, so he cast Consult for Oracle. What did he draw first? Or does he just have the one animate and now that's it? I mean, Unearth is gone. His corpse dance on the Oracle. All right. I guess I lose. That was so bizarre. The funny thing is, if I forced the life death, he also would have lost because this would be in the graveyard still. And then he couldn't corpse dance the Oracle. So that also didn't make sense for him to play it that way, though I guess I know better now. What happened there? How is the I'm still consulting for Oracle there just doesn't make any sense. How did that even work? All right, well, Toxic Deluge, not great. I might just want Limdul's Vault because it's a blue card and it can go get a counter spell. Don't think I want Vindicate. All right, I'm kind of tilted by just those plays didn't make any sense to me. All right, well, and then somehow, then even on the last turn, he sequenced it wrong. And I maybe messed up by not countering. I didn't really think about Corpse Dance. All right, well, this is a great hand again. let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go... I'm going to cast Freebooter or Thoughtseize on turn 1. I kind of want to just Freebooter on 1 and Thoughtseize on 2. Like, maybe he thought he was losing by enough that it was worth just firing off the Consultant, hoping it was near the bottom. I don't even know. All right, well, Freebooter away. Vampiric Tutor, Psychic Frog, Wishclaw. All right, I guess I take Vamp. And then next turn I'm going to Thoughtseize the Psychic Frog. And then I can Revoker the Wishclaw. Yeah, this matchup seems good, but what the hell? All right, well, I have to play Star. Sack it for black. It'd be nice to hit a Undercity Sewers. I'll take any land, though. Okay. Thoughtseize. Watery Grave tapped, and I take Psychic Frog, leaving, and hit for 1, leaving Lab Maniac, Wishclaw, and 3 lands. I still would like to draw a land here, but I can still Revoker the Wishclaw, which is nice. Oh, this is something else. Or he just didn't get a black off the Watery Grave. Yeah, more of that. All right. Okay. Mana would be good here. Yeah, let's just Revoker it. Because it also puts a creature into play. Hit for 1. I could upkeep Limdul's Vault for a land, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to hope to draw a land, and if I draw a land, I can cast Stock Up and try to find a Force of Will. And if I don't draw a land, I can cast like a Duelist of the Mind, or leave up Limdul's Vault, I suppose, is an option. Infernal Grasp, so he gets back Vamp. Okay, well, let's just play Duelist then. Because I get to loot now that I do Snuff Out. Oh, Snuff Out doesn't actually, it doesn't actually work here. So he's going to Vamp end of turn. But he doesn't have a win. He can play a Lab Maniac. I mean, he can get Consult, but then he goes... But Lab Maniac says if you draw a card, well, there is no card, so you have to like play Lab Maniac, pass the turn, and then you Consult down to 0 cards and hope I don't have a way to kill it. So I'm a lot happier that being Lab Maniac than Thassa's Oracle. So now what does he get? He could get like a Grief or something? I don't know. That doesn't really seem too exciting. I'm going to have to upkeep Limdual's Vault now. Oh, he's got Entomb for Atroxa, but did he also draw a way to reanimate it? Really? Sandy Dog. Oh, Sandy Dog. Okay. So he drew Reanimate and Infernal Grasp just sequentially to then free the Vamp Tutor and do this whole thing. Oh man. Sandy does not miss. This is really something. Okay. So I can upkeep Limdual's Vault. He gets Pillage the Bog, Currency Converter, Gristlebrand. I think my deck is solid. And I was really happy to be 2-0. This match has been really something. I feel like Sandy is just every single turn. He's either casting actual Vampiric Tutors or, just ones in spirit. Because it's like he had one card I didn't know, and all of a sudden there's a Atroxa in play. We weren't very close to that. But all right. Okay. So if I Limdual's Vault, I could try to draw Ether Spellbomb. I'm just going to try to draw Ether Spellbomb here. All right, I'll pass the turn. So, attack with the Malcolm too, huh? If I block with Duelist and I can target anything, I can kill the Malcolm. Unfortunately, I can't. Because I can block Atroxa and then snuff out my own Duelist. But that doesn't really get me anywhere. Letting Malcolm hit and then casting Fairy Mastermind seems like a little bit more appealing. All right. I guess I'll take 9 here. And I am just dead now, I assume. But so he's got Pillage of the Bog, Currency Converter, and oh, I was supposed to play the Fairy Mastermind. Yeah, I should have done that. I was too busy lamenting my sorrows. I don't think I'm very likely to win here regardless, given where things are at. I mean, I do have Limdual's Vault for Ether Spellbomb, actually. Maybe that's not too bad. Then I get to hit for some damage. I get a loot in. I mean, we'll try it. All right, Limdual's Vault. I should have blocked the Malcolm, though. That's actually what I should have done. No. Yes, I wish to pay life. Any order? Chromox, Days, Unearth. Yes, I'll pay life. Okay. Oh, okay. Huh. I have Soul Rend and I have Phantasmal Image. Phantasmal Image Atroxa is pretty interesting. I guess I should probably just Soul Rend. The problem is if I Phantasmal Image Atroxa, if I find Mana Crypt, which actually I have a pretty good chance of doing. Okay. Okay. I'm at 6. Draw. Phantasmal Image. I'm going to try to at least win this game. Choose Atroxa. Okay, I did hit the Mana Crypt. So I go Swamp, Soul Rend, Mana Crypt. I Troxid for 3. Okay, that's fine though. Swamp, Mana Crypt. Soul Rend the Atroxa. I even get a Nathan loot here too. I'll draw. And I think I'll discard Fairy Mastermind. I don't know how likely I'm to snuff out, but. And then hit for 4. I mean, he still can't use Wishclaw because of the Revoker. This game somehow isn't over. He's got Pillage the Bog, so I probably still lose. It would have been nice to be able to re-find Force of Will, but didn't. I think the last force was too far away. Let's draw. Though I guess I should have been putting the forces on the top. Okay. I assume I'm in trouble, but we'll see. We'll see. He's going to pillage. Oh, Shelldock. It is annoying that I should have blocked Malcolm, so I should have had a little bit more life here. But I don't know how much that matters. It's unfortunate I don't have double blue yet. I can't even Mystic Confluence next turn. Okay. I don't know what his last card is, but... Oh, it's Lab Maniac. So, Sandy's actually kind of in trouble. If he can find a way to deal with Atroxa so I don't gain life and I lose 2 Mana Crypt flips, I guess that's one way to have this happen. But... And he doesn't have a creature under Converter. He's at 7? It's 3... Yeah, I'm not that close to actually killing him with Duelist of the Mind either. Okay, we'll see how this goes. And my team is up 6-5 now, so if Sandy wins, we tie, and if I win, we win. So it's all coming down to this. I got a 3-0 for the win. Okay. I assume he's got a way to deal with this Atroxa. He could have like a Corpse Dance, I guess. That'd be one way to maybe force me to block here. All right. So he's got no cards in hand except Lab Maniac right now. This picks up Lorien Revealed, Gristlebrand, and Demonic Consultation. All right. So I have an interesting dilemma. Let's see. I could block Duelist on Atroxa and snuff out my own Duelist, but then I'm 50-50 to lose to Mana Crypt. The problem is I don't then just win either. Well, let me just see what he took. He took Nurturing Peatland. Yeah, of course. We didn't take Lorien Revealed? Okay. Okay. I think I just chump with Duelist here. Because I think I have greater than 50% to win this game. So I'm just going to chump. Also, it's not even that I just win the game if this works, because he can still block with Malcolm here. So I won the flip, so I guess I would have worked out. Let's stock up. Counterspell Days. I can get Island Counterspell. I guess I can pick up Counterspell Island. Or maybe Days Island and I cast Baleful Strix. Yeah. I guess when I was Limduel's vaulting, I should have made sure the forces were nearer to the top, but let's see if I can find a force here. Another thing is Baleful Strix also blocks the Malcolm, which is nice. Unearth. Okay, I can unearth the Freebooter. That's also really nice. Hold on. let's... I'm not attacking with the Revoker. Hit with the Troxa. And I want to save Snuff Out, because Snuff Out on Lab Maniac seems like it could matter here. Okay. Unearth, targeting Kitesail Freebooter. And that gets the Demonic Consultation. He could consult in response, but yeah, that doesn't seem like a great plan. All right, pass the turn, and I have Snuff Out. So if he goes for the Lab Maniac line, maybe Snuff Out stops it. He's got something under Shelldock. I have Daze, which seems unlikely to work, but Daze can stop a hardcast Gristlebrand. I mean, if he has to use Currency Converter and use Shelldock and stuff, I mean, we'll see. What is this? Cataxian Probe. All right. So he kind of missed on Shelldock. So he knows about the Daze now. I don't win next turn, but next turn, if he doesn't do enough, I get to have Mystic Confluence up. So it's like things definitely don't get better for him. This has been an interesting match, that's for sure. Is he drawing off Converter? Because I would accept that. Yeah. All right. Consult's gone. He's only got one Gristlebrand, Peatland, and Lab Maniac still in hand. So Gristlebrand is now in the bin. Probably still going under the Converter, I would imagine. No. Okay. Gristlebrand getting animated here? Because that's not going to work great against this Mystic Confluence. It plays Swamp, so it wants to have the mana for Daze, I guess. He's already used Reanimate. He has Life Death. He's already used Corpse Dance, so Life Death is the one that we know about. Life Deathing a Gristlebrand here really doesn't do it. Loomduel's vaulting into Phantasmal Image to set up Phantasmal Image Chrommox Soul Rend was pretty nice. Cult Epiphany for 2. With a treasure token up. Yeah, this isn't going to do it. Wow. Okay, we're going to win this game. We're going to go to game 3. This has been quite the match. I need Sandy to just chill out for like a second. His deck's very good, by the way. He's got the Watery Grave with the fetch. He's got Psychic Frog, Reanimate and Tomb, Gristlebrand, Atroxa, Demonic Consultation, Oracle. It never works out that smoothly for me when I go for these decks. This deck is nice, though. This is a really nice little Lurrus control deck. That has worked out nicely. Okay. I mean, it's certainly not dead. It's not over, but it's looking pretty good, I think. 14. Yeah, I guess I don't really want to burn Mystic Confluence here, so... Send and send. Because I can do 11. Yeah, him getting 14 off of Troxa made it a little tougher. And pass the turn. One thing that's kind of cool is depending on how Mystic Confluence does, I could also potentially find forces. I'm pretty sure there's a force in the top couple here. And I'm keeping Snuff Out because it stops Lab Maniac. It doesn't stop Thassa's Oracle if he has 0 cards in deck, but I feel like it's kind of safe to have that. And then Revoker still doing its work. He's already used Infernal Grasp. Okay, he could make a Currency Converter token. Next turn I do have Lethal, though, depending on how things look, so we'll see what Sandy does, see if he finds his way out. All right, we're starting with Grief. Let's see, so that can take my Mystic Confluence, huh? 13. I think I can go counter, draw 2, because if he pays the 3, then it's going to be pretty hard for him to do anything else this turn. And this hopefully draws me into a force. I really needed to order my Loom Duel's Vault forces. It actually did matter, but we'll see. Because if he pays the mana, then I don't really know how he's going to cast enough spells to win the game, and I can still snuff out the spirit token here. So I think it's okay to do it this way. We'll see. Because Daze also, I could make him burn his treasure. I don't really need to do that. Oh, does he have his own counter? No, he's just paying the mana. All right. Because I also have Concealing Curtains to draw. Draw 2 off of Grief here. Oh. All right, well, I'm glad it kind of went that way, because now yeah, I guess I snuff out the spirit. Oh, actually, I should have just dazed the grief. Returning a land is not nothing, but killing his treasure is kind of nice. Okay, and now I just need to draw a counterspell. Easy. Let's draw here. We'll do our mana crypt flip here. Just like we drew it up. Just like we drew it up. 7. So he can't actually... No, he can block the Revoker. Okay, I better not attack with it, because he's got a currency converter. So let's send in these. Okay. And I guess I'll put Lurrus into hand and pass the turn here. They get to make treasure. All right. 8 cards in deck. Labman in hand. Frantic Search. Going to 6 cards in deck. Currency Converter still making moves here. Life Death doesn't do much. Force of Will is pretty great here. And then I guess with Lurrus I could have replayed like Chromatic Star or something, but it didn't sound like a very good deal. Okay, discard some more ground blockers. It's actually kind of funny that, like, if Sandy can just target the Atraxa, then it might be a little hard to kill him through this currency converter, but I guess he's already at 4 now. So not at this point, it's too late, because he can kill that, chump the Netherglyph, and take 4. And I can go like Lurrus and play like a Chromatic Star or something. Soul Rend killing Atraxa came up, even though I don't know that I'm supposed to have Soul Rend in my deck at this point. I mean, it's also not 100% clear that Sandy has a way to win this turn, but, you know, we'll see. Lab Maniac doesn't do it. Not by itself. His deck still has a Lorien Revealed, which somehow we're going through... He Atraxa'd twice and I Atraxa'd, and the game is still just like very much continuing. Okay. 6 cards in deck. Okay. Like Thassa's Oracle doesn't do it here. He has to not only get all his cards gone, but also draw a card. So I don't think Lab Maniac is going to do it without a couple extra steps. I don't even think there's like 1 card that does it. Well, I guess Demonic Consultation does do it, if he's got Currency Converter to activate afterwards. Is this the Thassa's Oracle? So he has Grief. Oh, he's just drawing with Currency Converter down to 5 cards in deck. Discarding a Mana Confluence. So his discard is mostly Grief. He's got a bunch of Animates, and he's got a bunch of Tutors. Yeah, game 3. Gonna have to keep all that in mind. Let me see. Is there something I'd want more than Soul Rend? I still really think I want Toxic Deluge. It just doesn't really seem like that's ever gonna line up. Okay. We got game 2 after all that. I mean, Do I want like Vindicator Blood Tithe at the risk of making my mana worse? Soul Rend to kill exactly Atraxa and cycle otherwise? It's not amazing, but it's probably better than Toxic Deluge. And on the draw, probably better than a land. The Limdual's Vault also was actually pretty good there. Okay. On the draw, playing for the 3-0, playing for the win. Match 9, game 3. There's the Soul Rend. All right. Yeah, I will keep this hand, though. Turn 1 Nether Goyf, I think, because I don't think I need to have days up on 2. And this way, once I start playing spells, maybe this can start attacking. And then turn 2, I'm going to have up Fairy Mastermind plus days. Hope I don't get owned by a turn really early win here. Is this a Wish Claw? Oh, Suspicious Stowaway. Oh, that's pretty annoying, actually. Though, actually, it's a little less annoying. I'm just going to play Fairy Mastermind here so it doesn't flip and then pass. And then now if Sandy attacks, I get to draw an extra card. All right. I don't mind that at all. You might still have to attack just because that's what his deck does, but now we both get a card. Works for me. He has to loot. I just get to draw. Okay, that's an Natali. Probe sees the days. All right, if you can animate here, then I guess I'll be sad. Do I want to upkeep Limdual's Vault for a Force of Will? Currency Converter. Okay. What would I Limdual's Vault into? Force of Will and blue card. Maybe a Thoughtseize eventually. All right, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what this card's for. It's also a blue card to pitch, I guess. Oh, this is pretty bad. Yes, I'll pay the life, and then I'll put Counterspell on top, and the rest in any order. Phantasmal Image, Mox Jet, Mana Confluence. I will pay the life. Mystic Confluence, Phantasmal Image, Strix, Jet, City Sewers. Freebooter, yeah, I'll pay the life. Freebooter, Revoker, Otawara, Star, Force of Negation, and Unearth, and a bunch of lands. I'll pay the life because this looks really bad. Okay. Now I won't pay the life, and then, ooh, this is actually a really nice hand. So let's go land, Mana Crypt, Thoughtseize. Actually, hold on. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't undo it. I think actually what I could do here. Do I want Mana Crypt? Because what I could is this is the turn where I could go Preordain, Bottoming Island, drawing Force of Will. No. It's fine. Wait, I can get rid of these cards with Preordain later if I want. And then I draw Force this turn, play Ether Spellbomb. And then next turn, I think still draw Preordain. Island, Ether Spellbomb. Also, if I get to draw off of a Suspicious Stowaway here, then I will get to, in the Fairy Mastermind, then I'll get to have Force maybe pitching Preordain as an option as well. Currency Converter is pretty annoying, though, because that is going to make some 2/2s or treasures, which is why I think this Daze is pretty much dead. Yeah, Sandy may just not attack with Suspicious Stowaway here. Infernal Grasp. Yeah, I'm actually going to force that. I don't love it, but I feel like the Fairy Mastermind is really, really good here. Because otherwise his Suspicious Stowaway just runs rampant and feeds the Currency Converter. So, and I'm going to get to Thoughtseize next turn. So I like that I'm going to be able to still disrupt his combo. I mean, the Mastermind's just too good here. It's funny, after all that, I tutor for Forcible to protect my Fairy Mastermind, but, you know, so it goes. You know, the Converter's already kind of stocked here, so the Thoughtseize isn't even going to be that bad. And make a treasure. Are we corpse dancing Atali now or something? Or just animating it or what? Oh, Frantic Search. Okay. I mean, if he can combo out this turn, then yeah, that's unfortunate. Frantic Search is a powerful card. If he doesn't put a Trox under there, I don't like it. Okay, he did put a Trox under there. It means he's not reanimating a Trox at least. And Psychic Frog. Okay. Preordain here. Get these both on the bottom. I guess I can attack with the Fairy Mastermind. Can attack with both, actually. And then just bounce the Psychic Frog. I'm kind of all in on Sandy not comboing me. Because I'm going to hit for 5, and then I'm going to Thoughtseize. Take that Psychic Frog. Demonic Consultation. Yeah, we're taking Psychic Frog. All right, ship the turn here. Oh, actually, I guess I should have just even done that first. Oh no, I didn't. I wouldn't get an extra type in there. If he oracles me, he oracles me. If he dies, he dies. And I'm gonna get the stowaway going. Currency Converter was really good this game. It caused a lot of problems for me. It just provides Sandy so much value. I guess he hasn't really used it that much. Ooh, Force of Negation. Okay, that's a really good draw. Don't combo me this turn, please. Next turn, I'll have Force of Negation up. Please, please, please. Can I get a little Currency Converter activation here? Okay. That's a start. It's a start. And he's got Consult plus 1 card in hand, so he can't combo me with Oracle Consult. He could reanimate Atali here, but I guess all the animates would put him down to like 2. So probably not doing that either. I mean, this Nethergoyf's actually starting to clock here. Same with the Fairy Mastermind. I'm probably casting Soul Rend next turn. I feel like that one's going to be good. So does he... You can't really consult for reanimate and cast reanimate here, I don't think. Getting an Italian play and going to 2 against a Fairy Mastermind seems like it's not going to work out all that well. But we'll see, I guess. Oh, no, he just had the reanimate. All right. He hit Grief and... This is really funny. Let's see what he does. He hit Phantasmal Image off Itali. There's a chance he's going to Phantasmal Image. Here's a way this could play out. He griefs my Force of Negation and then Phantasmal Images the Fairy Mastermind as a blocker. And then I can Soul Rend to kill his Phantasmal Image. He might not know how that works. He did hit a solution, though. Hitting Phantasmal Image is insane. This is a bit of a test here, Sandy. I don't even just lose if this goes poorly, but... Well, I mean, I could. If he Phantasmal Images Atali, then I do. If he Phantasmal Images Atali and then hits Oracle... Oh, man. You've got to choose Fairy Mastermind here, because he then has lethal next turn, or at least very close to it. Because if he hits Atali, then he just gets another spin at the wheel. He doesn't even get to keep another Atali. The Soul Rend in my deck might get the job done. We'll see. We'll see. Because I think there's a version where you take the Soul Rend and then Phantasmal Image the Mastermind, and then try to win off these 3 things versus the Nethergoyf, given that the fairies kind of trade. But if you take Force Negation, maybe you're still better off hitting a Tolly, but I don't have that much removal. He doesn't have that much removal. Feels like copying the Fairy Mastermind, if you set aside the Soul Rend interaction, is a better play here, but we'll see. We'll see how Sandy does it. He hit Grief Phantasmal Image. What an interesting combo. Also, he drew Reanimate this turn after I thought seized his Psychic Frog. So he drew and then Frantic Searched, or no, he just drew and then Currency Converter and hit the Reanimate. Okay, Sandy, you counting outs here? Because if he images a Tolly and then hits Thassa's Oracle off his deck, it's going to be so ridiculous. He also could hit Lab Maniac off his deck and a card draw spell off my deck. Stack it, so he casts Lab Maniac, then consults, and then the card draw resolves. But fire away, Sandy, fire away. All right, in comes Phantasmal Image. Let's see what Sandy copies here. Funnily enough, Sandy takes the Force Negation, image still in the stack. He then messages in the draft chat like, "Oh wait, can Soul Rend target a Phantasmal Image?" And it's like, yes. Now he's hitting a Tolly. Oh my god, I can't do it. He hit Vaultborn Tyrant Snuff Out? Oh, are you kidding? This is insane. I don't even think oh my god, it couldn't have been even the right play to take Force and then do a Tolly again. But now he can't lose. All right. What a match. That's to tie to draft. What a match. I can't. I am shook. Sandy Dog, ladies and gentlemen, Sandy Dog. Just that whole match was just like plays that kind of didn't make sense and draws that then retroactively made them kind of make sense, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, well, at least we tied. This was a good deck. I got to Lurrus successfully. I'd say this was a successful Lurrusing. 2-1. The things that had happened for me to lose that last match were really something else, but it was a cool match. It definitely was. I could have gone for slightly less top decking, but you know what? That's what makes Magic exciting. So that'll do it for today. I'll ponder that last match for a bit and be back tomorrow with another draft. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.